What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back. Today we are making fried chicken with a cheesy jalapeno sauce instead of gravy, because gravy's kind of boring. So if carbs are your thing, this is totally the video for you. So check it out. So right now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take onion, jalapenos, and some tomatoes. And we're going to go ahead and dice them up, and we're going to put them off to the side because we're going to use them for later. Prepping veggies really isn't my thing. I try. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. We're going to take like half an onion for the time being. I think that looks, just a rough chop. Nothing too fancy. Even though we like fancy, but we're fancy on a budget. Fried chicken. So if you guys have ever been to Lulu's when it was still open, or Jailhouse Cafe, this is kind of like an homage to one of their meals. So I'm going to be making the fried chicken with that jalapeno cheese sauce. And one of you guys told me to stop scraping my knife on there, and it's habit, dude. I'm working on it. It's a process. Woo, those onions got me. I'm crying. Why? Because I can't wait for this meal. It's going to be delicious. So we're going to go into the jalapeno. Now, depending on your heat tolerance, you may want to leave the seeds in there, you may not. That's totally up to you. I like a little bit of heat. Some people in this family, I'm not going to say they're wusses, but they're kind of wusses when it comes to heat. So I'm going to remove the seeds. All right. Now, be careful. Don't go rubbing your eyes and stuff like that. Especially don't go to the restroom right now. All right, because these oils from here are going to stay on your hands. And yeah, buddy, nobody wants their junk spicy. All right, because that's not good. So we're going to leave a couple of these seeds just laying around. We'll probably knock a couple of them off. But I'm just going to rough chop them just kind of the same way that I did with the other one, with the onion. And we're going to go from there. So we're going to throw these jalapenos in here also. Dude, I'm trying, bro. Leave that comment, man. I'm working on it. All right. And we're going to get 2 tomatoes. Now, it may look like I didn't wash these things, but I actually washed them. Still with me? Let's get through here. I'm just going to give it a rough little chop because all this is going to kind of cook down by itself in the saucepan that we're going to cook the sauce in. You take that. Just going to get these guys. Pop that in there. And I'm going to attempt to clean. And the reason also that I did this first is because I don't want to do this after the chicken, because the chicken's going to make like a mess, and I don't need like chicken juices around my veg. It's not good. All right, so you're going to end up with something like this. Just a nice little mixture of tomatoes, onions, and jalapenos. Let me clean this up. And we're back. All right, believe it or not, yeah, I cleaned. Go figure. All right, so we're going to start with some chicken breasts here. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to butterfly them, and then we're going to beat the crap out of them. Why? Because, well, we need more surface area. So let me go ahead and get these guys out of here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these guys straight up in half, like that, and then we'll go ahead and kind of beat them down. We got a dilemma. The issue is that I don't have any cellophane, in order for me to beat this thing and not have chicken go like everywhere. So, take your frustrations out gently. Put your hand over it, give it some little love taps, have this guy start spreading out. Don't go crazy, you don't want chicken to go everywhere. And as a reminder, whenever you're done with this, wash your hands and wash them often. Make sure you rinse all this stuff off really good, because you don't want any of that chicken stuff going everywhere. And what we're really shooting for is just all the same thickness. So we're going to get all 8 pieces here done. And I'll come right back to you. All right, guys. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is kind of make our wet mix, and then we're going to be making our dry mix. So we're going to start with 1 cup of milk because we need a lot of moisture on this thing because we're going to double dip these guys. So 1 cup of milk, and then we're going to go ahead and go in with 4 eggs and just whisk it all together. We're going to mix this up. And this is pretty much where you're going to be adding your seasoning. So I'm going to be adding some seasonal. I want to say it's maybe about a tablespoon of seasonal. We're also going to be doing some onion powder. I want to say about half a teaspoon of that. We're going to do half a teaspoon of paprika. And this is going to change that color of this really intense. And then with this, I want to say maybe about a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. We're going to toss that in there. Salt and pepper. Not a lot of salt actually, because that bouillon actually has salt. So I want to say maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, and a good helping of pepper. I would say to your liking. So we're going to go ahead and get that there. Now this is actually going to help stick to the chicken before we put the breading on. So this, all right, that's nice and mixed up. So in this guy here, I got a little tray here off to the side. We're going to be adding flour. And I'm going to say this is going to be about a cup and a half of flour. Actually, probably closer to 2 cups. We just want to get enough flour on here that we could actually double dip these guys. So we're going to spread this flour out. We're going to go ahead and season this as well with the exact same stuff. The brine. Now this. Yeah, it's cleaned up. All right. We're seasoning all probably the same proportions as the wet. So it's going to be about a tablespoon of that. Let's say about half of the onion powder. There we go. Paprika as well. This is going to help darken up the fry. And of course, pepper to your liking. Salt. And there's actually a saying, it's like, if your seasoning doesn't change the color, the flour is not seasoned enough. So we're going to get this thing mixed, we're going to take a look at it, and see if that color is to your liking. It just all depends on your flavor profile. Now, this is where that decision has to be made, which is going to be your wet hand, which is going to be your dry hand. You don't want to go in here, you'll get like bits, and it's not good. All right, so we're going to get the wet. Move this. We're going to move it off to the side, and we're actually going to restack the chicken back on the cutting board. So I guess this guy is going to be my wet hand. Going to get the chicken in here, have it appreciate that egg wash type stuff. We're going to get it right here, and with this hand we're just going to push and press down here so this flour sticks onto this. It's nice and easy. Now, if you don't like that, that's cool. You could actually use a fork or a spoon. Just kind of push down on this. Now, with your other hand, you're going to come through here, figure out what side you're going to be grabbing. Once you get a little bit of flour on it, lift it up, do this, and then you can come over with this guy with your right hand, or vice versa, pat it in there, and that looks good. So this one's already done, and that's what you're looking for. We're going to be stacking these guys off to the side. We're just going to stack them right on top of each other because we're literally going to be doing the exact same thing. Now, once we've done all these here, I'm going to go ahead and get the oil going, and we're going to do these one at a time to get them into the oil. Awesome. See you in a sec. Yay. All right, so we got all the chicken already first dunk with the flour on there. Now, this is a secret ingredient. Right now, we're going to be taking about a spoonful of cornstarch, and we're going to be adding it into that flour mixture that we have left, and we're going to mix it. Now with that, that's going to help crispen, that's even a word, crispy up the chicken. Crispen the chicken. So that's what we're doing. And get that nicely incorporated in here. Now if you want to add more seasonings to this, you can. Just bear in mind, like when you're frying stuff like this, I try not to add like a lot of pepper. Because pepper tends to burn whenever you do stuff like that. So we're just going to go ahead and just get this thing nice and set. We're going to take one of our chickens that have already been pre-dunked. We're going to dunk it again, do the double dunk, real quick. And of course, I use both hands, not paying attention. And then we're just gonna get this right in here. We're gonna be doing the exact same thing, patting this down, making sure that it gets a nice good coat. Sometimes it actually helps shaking this so it gets into all the little nooks and crannies. Come through here, find a little spot, cover it up, do your flip, and give it a good like push. Just press that down in there. Now right now, that oil that I have on the stove is actually maybe around 375 or so. That's pretty much where you want to start. You don't want to go any lower than that. So once we get these chickens in there, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're looking for nice golden brown before we take it out. All right, whenever you get it into the oil, nice and slow, away from you. And see how that's just popping right off right now. Just let it do its thing. Ooh, buddy. Just place it onto a wire rack. Don't place it flat on anything, because if you do that, the bottom is going to be soft. That looks good, doesn't it? Daddy, I'm hungry. Daddy, I'm hungry. When's the food ready? Daddy, I'm hungry. So typically this thing's going to take about 3 minutes per side. Should look nice and crispy. Now don't turn it until it starts getting brown. You don't want to do that prematurely. You want to get that nice crunch on the outside. That's what you're going for. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. It's a crunch. At the end of all of that, this is what these guys look like. They look amazing. They're nice and crispy, nice and crunchy. They're not cooked all the way through. Don't just go and start eating them right now. We need to pop them in the oven. The oven's on right now, 350. What we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna throw them in there for about 15 minutes or so, just to make sure the internal temperature is up to 165. After that, these guys are done. But they came out amazing. They look delicious. Favorite part, sauce time. Cheese sauce. Jalapenos, tomatoes, onions. Chef's kiss. It's gonna be amazing. Let's do it. So we're back to all this stuff here. We're gonna toss it in here. This is on like a medium to medium high. Actually, it's on a medium heat. We're just gonna get all these guys in here. We're gonna be mixing it. We don't want to burn it. What we want to do is just kind of slightly caramelize and allow all these flavors to combine and cook down. Keep going through here. Give it some squishies. It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Jalapeno. Hey, what's up? I'm Tomato. We should be friends. Yeah, we should be friends. Let's go to the playground. Yeah. Wow, you're cool. Ooh, you're spicy. All right, so right now, about halfway there. We're gonna go ahead and season this. We're gonna put some paprika in there also. Get some paprika. We got some season it all. It's got salt, pepper. It's got all sorts of little doodads in there, which are delicious. And of course, we got some chicken bouillon, just the powder. We're gonna get that in there, and we're gonna go ahead and incorporate it all the way through. And what we want to do is kind of get this a little dry rather than as wet as it is. We want, like the tomatoes, we want that flavor. We just don't want all that moisture. What I'm doing is I'm kind of separating half of the salsa, and the other half we're going to keep in there, and we're going to make into that cheese sauce. I think that should do it right there. That's about maybe 2 tablespoons, about 2.5 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons of butter. 1, 2, 3. Chicken's done, by the way. So we're going to check that out in just a second. But we're going to go ahead and let these guys kind of cook together. Get these flavors through. And we'll see how it goes. Alright, so once it gets to this consistency where all this butter, flour, vegetable mixture is all together, without burning it, we're going to go ahead and start whisking some milk in. Now don't go too crazy with it because this is going to kind of thicken up pretty quick. So we're going to go maybe, you know, a couple little spoonfuls at a time. Break this up. Lower the heat. And we just want all these oils and flour to start coming together. Just going to keep adding some milk and just start breaking it up. Now once we go through that entire cup of milk, you could actually add water, you could add chicken stock, you could add all sorts of stuff. But right now we're just trying to get all this nice and together. So this right here, what we've got is we have this mixture. It's about 1.5 cups of regular milk so far. Still haven't put any cheese in it yet. We just want to make sure that we get most of these big lumps out of the way. We want to make sure that it's nice and thick. And that right there, that's pretty much the consistency that we're going for at this stage. So we're going to go ahead and add the cheese, and then we're going to be adding evaporated milk. And we're going to do a little bit of the cheese at a time. We're going to do maybe about half a cup first, and then work our way through the rest of it. We just want to make sure that everything gets incorporated fairly easily and evenly through this sauce. You don't want big old chunks of cheese or anything else. You want it to be nice and smooth. So we're going to get this cheese in, let it kind of work its way through here. And now we've got this can of evaporated milk. Just going to give it maybe about maybe 6 ounces or so, 4 to 6 ounces. We're going to go ahead and start getting that. And notice the sheen of that cheese. You see how that just changed the entire thing right there? It's becoming way smoother. It's almost like movie style nacho cheese. Oh, it's good stuff. Evaporated milk does wonders. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so we could stop at this stage, but I like this sauce extra cheesy. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more cheese and some more evaporated milk. So let me go ahead and do that now. We'll just add, we'll just say the rest of the cheese. It's about 3/4 of a small little brick of cheese. I don't know how many ounces that is. It's a few, I don't know. But just work it through there. If it starts getting too thick, just going to come right back in with some more evaporated milk. That evaporated milk is actually the key to making that Velveeta style cheese that everybody's aware of. You guys like seeing? Like on macaroni. You could even use this recipe for macaroni. Making, you know, cheesy jalapeno macaroni. That's good. You know, you could put this cheese on top of your cornbread. It's good stuff. Yeah, look, I mean, look at that. That's nice. So with this, I'm going to let this get nice and smooth, and we're going to go ahead and start plating. I'm excited. It's time to plate. Everything's done. And then go ahead and grab one of these crispy guys, place them right here. Here, look, come closer. Check this out. Look at that saucy goodness. Oh yeah, buddy. That is going to be delicious. So if carbs are your friends, and they should be, you guys should totally try this at home. It's amazing. The chicken is cooked beautifully. This sauce is to die for. It's really not all that spicy. The video's over. Make it at home. It's awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. I'm going to see you on the next one. It'll probably be more carby. Love you. Thanks for watching.